Welcome Warriors to the MSA Cup Invitational Grand Finals. I'm your host Damascus, and tonight we're witnessing legends rise as two of the fiercest Mobile Legends squads battle it out for glory. This isn't just a match, it's a clash of legacy, pride, and the ultimate title. One team will lift the MSA Cup and the other will be remembered. So get hyped, rally your squad, and light up that chat. Who's ready for war in Land of Dawn? I'll be handing this wonderful opportunity to Waylander. Waylander, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Damascus. Well, welcome everybody to the stream. I hope you are having a wonderful evening. Right, we have an exciting show planned and lined up for us. It's going to be a best of 5. It's Madagascar up against Equilibrium, two teams you know extremely well. The players, they fought their way over the last couple of days to get to this point to see who's going to be crowned the champions here in the MSA Invitational. I am joined tonight by, as you've already heard, Damascus. He's going to be our host. Jazz, Samara, Nigel, Malice, and Scarp Skenkel. All of us are going to be your panelists. We're not all at the same time, because you can hear there's just like crickets in the background. There's no one's talking really yet. They're just waiting for me to say my piece and then be done, because they're all very anxious to get on the stream to talk to all of you. So we're going to be splitting this up. We're going to have our panelists for the evening, which will be Damascus, Samara, and Jazz, as they'll take us through the drafting phase, give us their expert opinions as what they think is going to be the matchups, who's going to select what. Maybe you at home, while you're tuning in to watch, can vote for us to see if you can get the guesses right into the picks before our experts do. You know, maybe a little feather in the cap for that. And then we're going to have our casters, which will be Nigel, Malice, Scarp Skenkel, and myself, Waylander, who will lead you through the blow-by-blow, the action, the drama, the suspense that is coming through. But without further ado, I know you all want to get ready for the action, for the match that is to come. Let me introduce you to Nigel. He is the head of MSA for a season. He's going to announce some changes, some upcoming things in the MSA, and let us know what is happening so we can get ready for the main event that will be taking place in just a few weeks. So over to you, Nigel.
Thank you, Wayland. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. My name is Nigel, and I'm in charge of MSA for the season. What we'll be doing is we will be opening up registrations. I know I've received quite a bit of DMs requesting for the link, whether or not you're still open. So you are still able to register your squads. You just need 9 players. And then you just sign them up using the link. It's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, most of the details are on the form itself. Jasmine will share the link on the community channel on WhatsApp. For those that aren't on it, she will also be sharing the link onto the YouTube chat itself, so you'll also be able to register the squad. It's pretty much simple. We will be starting very, very soon, so it is best to get your squads and teams ready for that. I will share the dates with everyone as soon as we have more teams registered. There are still enough teams that are registered, so the teams that are registered already, do not stress, do not worry. Everything has been captured. This isn't the actual tournament itself. It's just a warm-up, just to show you what will be coming. So all the games we played in the tournament lobby. As you know, all the skins and all the heroes are available in that lobby. There's 10 bands. It's just very, very exciting atmosphere. Much more different than playing your average ranked game. So just get your 8 closest friends, your 5 closest friends. You don't even need 8. You just need players, but I do recommend having enough players that you do have substitutions for that. So if you have any questions at all, just DM anyone that's talking right now, and they'll just direct you to me, and then I'll just fill you in with any other details. That's pretty much it.
Right, so as you all heard, some exciting stuff coming up. If you want to have your team featured, you want to showcase your stuff for the rest of the Southern African region to see, well, you know where to find us, you know where to contact us. We're on WhatsApp, we're on pretty much every social media you can possibly think of. You can get a hold of any one of us and we will direct you in the right direction. But ladies and gentlemen of the panel, as we wait for the players to get ready, there's just one more player necessary in the lobby. And I'm going to say this in this way. Without giving any biased opinions, who are you favoring for this matchup here? Equilibrium up against Madagascar. We'll start off with Nigel, since he's right next to me here in the lobby. Nigel, Who are you favoring here? Who's your vote going to?
I'm supporting Madagascar because in terms of momentum, they won the last game. You saw how much domination they had in the previous game. I believe that they got something new to offer, and we do see that they have new players. Yeah, some people would say that the draft was an issue. No, I say it was a spirit thing. They had a Layla who was feeding, but he carried his team and they won. It's not every day that you win with a Layla that gets bronze, but I think the momentum carrying on to this game would definitely be in Madagascar's favor. I'm just doing that because I feel like they can win. It has been a very, very much EQ season this whole season. They haven't lost any tournaments, I believe, and they've just been dominating, even in the international stage. So it'll be exciting to see, because I believe these teams will also be meeting up in ISF already. So this is just basically like a prelim of what's to offer. Two country representatives just basically playing in their squad capacity. But yeah, let's just see. That's my take on the matter.
So one vote Madagascar. Up next in the queue is Damascus. Damascus, who are you favoring in this best of 5 to take it all? Equilibrium or Madagascar?
Again, consideration, I've been supporting both of these teams for a very long time now, but if I have to be swayed to give an answer, it will be Equilibrium for me tonight. They've shown very good control over the last past games. The leadership clearly coming through, and then of course not just that, the strategic way of rotating across the map makes it something to behold. So for me, it's going to be Equilibrium.
All right, so Damascus evening this up 1-1. Next in the line is Jazz TZ. I don't know if that name is going to influence anything in the decision, but we did say non-biased. Jazz, who are you picking here?
Completely non-biased. It's going to go to Equilibrium. Obviously, ISF representatives, they managed to build so much of synergy between all the players. They know they drafting, they banning, and they have Shady. Their biggest flex is that they have Shady.
That is quite a big flex, I'm not gonna lie. That is. And so let's go to the two one of the two Equilibrium members who are actually in the stream with us, and let's see if they actually pick Madagascar instead of Equilibrium, as we would expect them to. Up next is Malice, who's gonna share his opinion with us.
Hello. Finally start speaking. I've been silent the whole time. I've been itching to speak. Yeah, so non-biased. That's kind of impossible, let's be honest. I play with them on a daily. What are you expecting? So, yeah. But I am liking Madagascar right now. But will they put up against Equilibrium? Have they put up against Equilibrium is the real question. Which they've won a few, but in a best of 5, let's be honest, the basic ratios, the consistent wins, I'm going to give it to Equilibrium. This is not biased. Like, don't blame me, but that's the truth. It's the math. It's the statistics.
Well, the statistics does point in their favor. Equilibrium been very dominant this season. And so to the next Equilibrium member, maybe she'll be the one who breaks the trend, doesn't go for Equilibrium. Maybe she'll be, I don't know, cause a little bit of chaos in our own squad. Samara?
Guys, it's too much of expectation riding on me right now, and I just want to say that please don't do this to me. Please don't put me on the spot, because obviously I'm going to choose Equilibrium. And so, very sorry to burst you guys' bubble, but yeah, I got to stay true to myself and my squad. I am the squad manager. So I got to give it to my boys. They worked hard for this, and I know for sure they're going to take the win.
Okay.
I also told them that they need to finish this as 3-0 because I want to sleep early. So, yeah.
Yeah, very unbiased that was.
Extremely so, guys. Super unbiased, queen. Yes, that's me, guys.
So up next, we have my partner in crime from Waylander Gaming. It's Scott Skenkel here to tell you what he thinks is going to happen in this matchup. Scott Skenkel, over to you.
Oh, hello everybody. The sheep with a no bleep is back. Um, well, bro, a thing, and I'm going to mention this to Nigel. A caster's curse is a thing, right? I mean, we've gone through it. We've made our picks. So I am going to put my vote for one and only reason, and that is Chandler Bing. You all know him as Shady. He's my Pookie, and EQ has got my vote.
So there's lots of votes going the way of Equilibrium. So Nigel, it's going to be you and I against the rest of them throughout the stream. I'm going to pick Metacask for us. Not just for the reason of being different. I do like their playstyle. I know that they've got some really good players there. As you mentioned, Chandler Bing. Shady is going to be up against Larry and B in the gold lane, the battle for the crown of who is going to be the number one gold laner in the land. But for all that being said, I'm sure you at home are just as anxious as we are to get into that drafting phase. So let me hand you over to our three panelists, Jazz, Samara, and Damascus, as they take us through the lobby bans and into the drafting phase.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Land of Dawn, and a massive warm welcome to everyone turning in from across South Africa and beyond. This is the moment we have all been waiting for, the MSA Cup Invitational Grand Finals of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. The pressure is high, the energy is electric, and history is about to be made.
Yeah, so the lobby bans, do we have the lobby bans already set?
Oh, yeah, we do. So it's Hayabusa, Kalia, Sicilian, and Kamala.
So 4 good lobby bans if you can get us into the drafting phase with, I think the players are ready. We're ready, except for one player. We've got to get the one player ready. And then we're going to be ready. Then we're going to head off into this first in a best of 5. Will it be, as Samara says, 3-0? Or will her commentator's curse kick in and it'll be 3-0 in the other direction? Who knows? We're going to get into the drafting phase to see very, very, very soon. But it is going to be a cracker of a game, no matter what happens, no matter which team wins. I strongly believe that this is could be a potential grand finals in the MSA coming up, like the main stage. These two teams have the potential to get there.
Yeah, as I do see, Team EQ is shouting for Malice to join them. Malice, bro, your team wants you with a very much sore heart.
Yeah, I'm reading the chats, man. This is going wild. But let's see.
Can you guys hear me? We'll take a quick 2-minute break just to sort out the EQ thing, but you guys can just talk in the background. Seems to be an issue with the substitution, so we're just trying to get that sorted. They really want Malice to play, but as you can see, Malice is right here with us on stream, so it's sort of a predicament for us. I believe one of their players is not available, and we're just trying to see how best we can sort that out. We'll just leave it up to Samara. Samara's the manager, so she'll let us know what the team communicates in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, if we do need to segue into a break, I can do that. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, okay. Now maybe do that, and then we'll be back with the viewers in just a short bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, then we'll be seeing you guys in a moment. We're just going to handle this, and you're going to be seeing us just now doing the drafts. Until then.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the biggest night in South African Mobile Legends history. This is the MSA Cup Invitational Grand Finals. I'm one of your hosts, and tonight I'm joined by two incredible voices in the MLBB scene, Jazz and Samara, as we bring you the strategy, the draft picks, the bans, and then from there on guiding you through the thinking process. So they just banned Moskov. What is your girl's opinion regarding on that ban?
Valid ban for Shady. Like, people might think that we're glazing Shady, but it's the fact that we've seen the things that Shady can do on Moscow, and he played it against Saints yesterday, and we did say that it was a mistake that Saints left Moscow opened. So I think the Moscow being banned out is a very valid ban.
Taking consideration as well with the vision that he can provide to you over the whole map with his ult. And now Florin getting banned, do you think she will have a very big impact in a grand final like this?
I mean, yeah, Velo used Florin, I think it was yesterday, and it was so good, especially into the team that they were playing, which was Saints. And yeah, I mean, it was very impactful because even though they were like team fighting, the HPs were dropping, Florin just ults and is right back up there. So the enemy has to either retreat or risk dying. And yeah, so I think they have seen how good the Florin pick is and they decided to ban it out. But we also do see that Equilibrium chose not to ban out a second hero.
I believe that shows very good confidence. Doesn't matter what the enemy team is going to put up, they're going to take it on. So if I can see here, the Lucas, what do you think the combination that I can have with the Badang on the other side as well?
I think Lucas is like such a prior pick, and usually EQ would go for it, but I think this time they're opting not to. It's just that he's like super tanky if played right, and he can cause so much of damage in team fights. I see that Joy is being picked up, so Joy again is another strong jungler. So I want to see how it works out for the side of Equilibrium.
Yeah, I see. Because with Joy, I normally have a problem because trying to get her pinned down while she's on a roll is very difficult. But taking in consideration now going with that pick for the tank and the support, giving them access to the whole map, and then of course taking them into consideration, being able to transport your whole team if you choose to strategically place your players would have a big impact. But let's see the full draft before we make any conclusions.
So I just want to add in something. So the Luo Yi chip thing is actually an Equilibrium strategy, and Metagascar saw it open, so they're deciding to use it right now. And I'm kind of excited because I want to see how they make use of it.
Experience the euphony of suffering.
But banning Granger now after both junglers have been
This
picked.
land is our homeland, and it will soon be
Yeah, I think Granger is also a solid ban. Even though he had a nerf, it's not really a nerf, especially like if you feed the Granger and if the Granger is played right.
Yeah, and Granger's also not a marksman at the moment. I mean, he's not a jungler at the moment, he's a marksman. So it's a valid ban because the side of Madagascar hasn't picked up their marksman yet.
When you gaze into the
Of course,
stars,
the Selena
your
will
stars
be a
gaze back.
very crucial part and getting all those, getting all the CC into the match as well. And if you have a Wang that's fit enough, that can change a game for you very quickly. But taking in consideration, the tankiness is quite balanced between the two teams. I would very much like your girls' insight
ready to
on
bring the heat.
what do you think they're going to take first, the blue or the red buff?
Well, usually they just start off like and rotate towards gold, so whichever buff is more
No, there's
Well,
a specific
in
reason
line
why
with
I'm
their
asking for that
mechanism.
little Pokemon, you know, your Bulbasaur. Got to catch them all
yeah.
when you start the match for that little preview for the jungler and, of course, your mage in the mid. But over now, live stream going to start. Going to hand you over to our commentators. Guys, have a good match. All of the best.
All right. So, who am I with? Waylander.
You're with Nigel, bro.
Yeah, it's just
Nigel.
me and you, bro. Yes,
The
I'm here.
two
I'm
of
here.
us.
I'm here.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, so what do you think of the draft? I do see a few adjustments from EQ side, especially in the roam position. I see that it looks like, I mean, it is Velo going to be on roam, but then does Shady always play Selena?
Hey, man, if they gotta experiment, they gotta experiment. It is what it is.
5
Okay, let me set up
seconds till
another.
the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them. All troops deployed.
Alright, great. Okay, so we're looking at both teams going for that. No, one of them. Okay, Equilibrium's going for that gold rotation and XP rotation on Madagascar. That's different. That's a bit different from their end. We do see Chip going for that. I don't know if you guys have been watching MPL, but basically all you have to do is in the first minute on Chip, go into that bush by the marksman, do a little bit of poke damage, force a regen. It's just that little bit of advantage that you can grant for your marksman. Alright, so control starting off into the mid lane. We're gonna see some. You think Shady's accurate on this Selena, Nigel?
I mean, I've seen him play Selena, just I haven't seen him play in a while. I think he's gonna land his shots. I just think that he needs to be very accurate, especially with that Louis in the middle.
You do see the engagement from the Louis onto Velo. Extreme amount of damage. This is a Bedang roam, so it's going to be relatively squishy compared to other roams. And we're going to see that it's starting to be a problem for him against this Louis, as we do see Shady and Velo get fried in this lane. Up in the top
We
lane,
do see that the Chip overextended there. He wasn't a necessary engage. I think they're already recalling. They could have got a bit more gold from that exchange. But yeah, I think both teams have a pretty good early game start. Right now I'm favoring Madagascar's draft mostly because of the Louis and Chip combo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do love that combo, and as Samara said before, that is one of the signature combos of Equilibrium. As we do see in the next 10 seconds, our first turtle of the game is spawning. We do see some good positioning from Taka and Light. They're looking for the ambush onto this here, and just chasing him out, backing him, and allowing some space for this turtle to be taken by Taka. Velo in a good position, tries to go for the chip, tries to go for the burst, but they were unable to catch him off guard. Light into the mix. Chip doing some serious damage onto Light. Vengeance popped by Light, but can he tank it all? He hops over, and Lucas just barely gets him. And Zlan still pressuring onto Shady. How will they recover on this turtle rotation? The flicker gets committed by Velo, but it amounts to nothing. He might get punished for this by Larry, and he's able to escape just barely.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's researching the turtle. Very good engages from both teams. Nothing really major has happened yet. It looks like both teams are just going to try to regen and get some health back before they do the next objective right here. I think Joy did use this ult a tad bit too early in that exchange, but I think so far they are in a good position to take the first turtle, it seems.
Absolutely, it does seem like Equilibrium is in a good position for this grab, but the chip portal does come in, and the cavalry is here from Madagascar to catch on Zalan and Larry from Velo. The retreat, Taka just barely able to get it. 100 HP left. That is unfortunate, and the chip is able to steal it. That is a turtle for Madagascar and a diversion play for the retreat. Very clean, very quick, very sneaky from Madagascar.
Certainly. We also do need to acknowledge that this isn't the EQ that we usually get to see. They got a bit more substitutions, so it's almost like they're building synergy as the game goes. So it might take some time for them to get used to, but it seems like they are going to make an early game rotation gang towards the Clint here, who seems to be unguarded.
Whoa, how did that not land? The second skill from the Bedang, just unable to land. That looked like a frame close. And Shady getting jumped by the chip. Good positioning from him. Forced to flicker.
Certainly. Also on the items, I see that none of the people actually have a full item yet. It seems that the Lucas might be going for the War Axe or the Hunter Strike, but so far nothing major. Again, it's 4 minutes without any kills. But it seems that both teams are just focusing on the objectives. It seems that the Clint right now is going to focus on getting a bit of farm, as you said, with the chip right on his side.
Absolutely. And a nice stun from the arrow from Shady, catching the chip, and he gets melted in a few seconds. Clint left here to defend this turret, as we do see in the top lane. Oh, top lane. We do see on the top lane engagement onto Light, and some damage being dealt onto him, but he is able to sustain through it all. 20 seconds to our next turtle, and the 5-minute mark just about passing. The shields are about to go down, and we're about to see some acquisition of those turrets. This will be very interesting, as you do see Lucas's positioning is kind of interesting over here. He goes on to the Joy, doing some serious damage onto him. Can he escape? Just barely. Ooh, but the snipe takes him down, and Bedang is getting targeted by the chip. The portal comes in, and they're looking solid for this turtle.
Certainly, I was getting a bit worried about Metagasker not fully utilizing their draft here, but it seems that they have picked up things a bit. Shady looking to engage, but I think they won't be able to really contest. Look at that low year ult, man. So good, such a good combo.
Absolutely, absolutely. The engagement onto Light. He was able to escape there, so that diversion play didn't amount to much. But no, it still did enough for them. They're making their way down to the bot lane. Shady is still going strong. They're going to... Oh no, that's Barry there. Barry is still going strong on that 1-1. That is his comfort pick, I will say. And if Madagascar don't set their sights onto him, it's going to be problematic for them moving forward.
Certainly, gold and you know, it's very dead even right now. Not a lot of things going on around the map, but I think as the mid to late game comes, we'll start to see a lot more of those fights happening as the chip looks to be trying to attack the XP lane of Equilibrium. That's Light. So we'll see if they actually end up utilizing. I think they're not moving together as a unit as much as they should be. You know, Louis is a hero that's pretty good when there's a lot of these team fights happening around the map, but it looks like I think they're trying to control two sides of the map. You know, the Louis at the bottom with the chip at the top.
As we do see Light making the engagement onto Larry. Will that be a mistake on his end? Chip refusing to go for that portal play, as he doesn't know where exactly they are. But we do see in the bot lane, Lucas grabbing that kill onto Barry, a very necessary kill, and along with them getting that turret. The top lane under the turret. Velo is targeted and deleted. The chip portal comes in clutch, and they're going down, chasing down Taka. Can they catch up to him? No, he's too slippery.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Certainly, I see that right now. It seems that Equilibrium not really in a perfect synergy as of yet. It seems that Metagasker doing a lot better job of controlling the map, but they do still have that late game in terms of just synergy. Maybe they can pull up something right now, but the chip and Louis are definitely a big problem right now for them.
Catch on to Shady is able to... Ooh, they're quite low though, so this is a bit risky from there, and Velo tried to go for the flicker play, was just unable to catch that Lucas. I believe that was a CC immunity on his end. It's a bit unfortunate for him, as we do see the next turtle has spawned, and Madagascar is setting their sights on positioning around this area.
Certainly, they seem to be trying to not be as there as they're not trying to show themselves on the map. I think they want EQ to start it off before they actually inject. Oh, it's now a Lord, so that means that only one turtle was taken. Oh, two of them will take us end up turning into a Lord.
Correct. Invasion play from Equilibrium going onto the chip, taking down before the portal. The portal does come in, and Taka gets absolutely deleted. The Lapu goes and engages onto Velo, and the diversion play comes in from Shiro. The mind games, catching Shady, but unable to land that yin and yang on him. 1-1, making work of this chip, but Madagascar is looking pretty solid on this Lord.
Certainly. First Lord on the objective right now. It seems that Metagasker is in a pretty good dominating position for it. In terms of tower, there isn't such a significant difference, right? Not too many.
Yeah, absolutely. The chip all does get committed. A bit premature, and they won't be getting much value from it. So I wonder if Liver's going to capitalize on that. So do see on the top lane, Barry is trying to make some solo plays, trying to get some turrets going over here. But the engagement onto the diversion play. The Lugi, she's breaking my ankles here on the screen, right? But Velo does still punish her, and the snipe by Shady landing just on time to catch the chip, and Barry hard onto Larry, but is unable to get the kill, gets shut down by Ain on that Clint. And Shady taking some serious damage by him. Bob and Weave, Clint is controlling this map.
Certainly. Looks like the Lucas is alone here. The Lord is still pushing down the bot lane. Not much has been used in terms of the Lord by Metagask. I feel like there was a failed utilization of the Lord. Yeah, they didn't even get a turret from that exchange. So I think right now they have a pretty good draft. It's all about execution. And right now it seems like EQ are the squad that's a bit more in control in terms of just... Oh, this
Seal play onto Shady. Badang trying to make work of the chaos, pushing away, trying to save him, is able to, but Chip still has the opportunity to go in. He does come at the portal, but no support has been found. The hunt down onto that Chip. The punish is coming. Now, are they able to take him down? He's quite beefy, but he does fall at the end of it.
Yes, very good comeback from the side of EQ. They're managing to regain map control, even though they've got two very good heroes that are able to make use of the map. I think they're doing a pretty good job of just maintaining the pressure on the map. They even have more turrets on the map here, or in terms of pressure, it is even, but I think they're doing a pretty good job. Especially with the Selena. I was very worried about the Selena in mid lane.
Absolutely. And to note, like, that Lord push, they really definitely needed to sync up those lanes to get some real value out of it. They weren't able to capitalize on it. As you do see the Chip ult getting committed onto Target. Target gets absolutely melted, and Velo, unable to make the escape, gets stunned up by Larry and deleted by Shiro. Another insane play from this Chip Luyi combo. How will Equilibrium respond? Play onto Barry directly on the bush. Was Barry unaware of the teleport? But he does make it out of there. How did he do that? He doesn't have rose gold. He somehow survives that engagement. And Shady finds the snipe, finds the stun, and catches the Lu Yi. That is one member down from their strategy.
Certainly, I think that was a pretty good escape from Barry. I thought he was toast, but he managed to make it out of that team fight. I think maybe he thought that Luyi was coming alone and he was going to try to take someone out, but as soon as the heat got too much, he just wisely disengaged in that team fight.
Engagement onto the Lakamako. The anti-CC is there, and he is able to escape, but that is an ult down. Will they capitalize on this notion? The flicker gets committed by Velo. It catches air. It catches a Natalia, and the Chip is able to escape.
Certainly, both teams in a good position. There isn't a significant lead. Gold is literally exactly the same, so both teams in a good position for the next team fights. Ooh, nice.
But the 1-1 ult gets triggered by them. That's the group up. That's the take. And Lucas gets taken down. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for Equilibrium to acquire this Lord. And Madagascar are now on the back foot. Now that all that matters is can Equilibrium show them how it's done? Can they show them how to sync these lanes and acquire those turrets and get value out of it? Madagascar, let's see some extreme defense from their end, but the pressure is on.
Certainly, hopefully, I think EQ right now seems to be doing a much better job of controlling that Lord. You know, I think Madagascar wasted that Lord that they obtained at the 8 minutes, but right now it seems that they're still in the game. They're not out of it. They just think EQ are doing a pretty good job of just engaging as a team, attacking as a team, and focusing on objectives.
The engagement onto the Chip. The curtain call was connected onto the Chip and is taken down by Light on that CC. Lord still in the mid lane, not quite done yet. Is able to get the charge in, but the snipe by Selena on that bot lane, taking out the Clint. The damage dealer is out of the count, and they are able to possibly acquire this mid lane. That is a big break for them. As you do see the 1-1 ult connecting and taking down Larry NB. Is this the end angle for Equilibrium? What a turn of events. Equilibrium taking it when it looked bare, when it looked barren. But wow, that was, what a comeback, man. What did you think?
was definitely a comeback. I thought like it's in the bag for Madagascar early game because they were just they were making pretty good plays. I think just in the mid to late game they didn't execute the draft as well as I thought they could. And I think EQ locked in and tried to actually shady with that MVP. I think they did a pretty good job of just not being as scared of the Chip and Louis combo. I think it wasn't as well executed, but I think good game from both teams. I don't want to say one team got totally demolished. I just think EQ had a better execution in terms of what they wanted to do in the game. So pretty good game.
Absolutely. And while we move on to the next game, do we have any more thoughts from our panelists on this game? Oh, wow, nice friendly.
Taking consideration, that was a match to behold. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me clearly now. Testing.
Yep,
Yes, we can
hear you.
Excellent. It was a quite exciting match, but when the Lord fell, you could see the tides changing. Where's my two other girls? I just need to confirm Jazz and the Queen herself of analysis. Samara, what do you guys think?
I'm just gonna say. So I was really looking forward to the way in which Madagascar was going to make use of their Chip and Louis combo, and I was actually really surprised because they did utilize it so well in the early game, but I think after that it just kind of fell off a bit because the Chip was being targeted to literally eternity, and he never really managed to make use of his ult after a certain point in the game. But yeah, I mean, it is really hard to contend against a team like Equilibrium, but Madagascar really held their own in the early game, so kudos to them.
Yeah, but taking into consideration, Equilibrium is known for their structure, macro plays, and the rotation like clockwork, and punishing overextensions immediately, as you saw in the previous match.
Absolutely. And any words of wisdom from the man himself, Waylander? We still got you in here?
I'm here. I was enjoying that first match. Very exciting. With the strong early game, but Equilibrium showing why they're such a very structured unit. They understand how to deal with even when you have pressure being placed on you. They took objectives. There was a lot of trade-offs, like when Madagascar went for that split and ganked both the top and bot lane using the Louis and Chip ultimates very nicely. They achieved control on those two lanes. You saw Shady pushing the mid lane, taking a mid lane turret, which ultimately is one of the factors that contributed to Equilibrium's victory. That a bit of map control, just balancing things out, because really everything comes down to trade-offs.
Absolutely. And I think they really mastered it in that moment. And one thing to note, it was interesting to see how a team that was struggling with their synergy at first started to get the groove of it and starting to, start to understand and move together. That was very interesting to see, I would say, because this is a lineup that is unprecedented. So they haven't played together. I mean, Shady mid lane, that's absurd. But you see that Shady is no one trick. He's no one trick pony. He's got some skill on the other lanes.
Well, so I think we have the teams up and ready. Should we get into the lobby bans?
Yeah, just waiting for them to give their ban.
Okay, so the lobby bans will be coming up very soon, and we will then hand over to Damascus, Jazz, and Samara as they'll take us through this next phase. It's going to be the lobby bans into the actual banning phase. In this, the second of a best of 5, Equilibrium leading the series, drawing first blood. They're 1-0 to the goods. Madagascar now, they've got the first ban. Will this allow them to get onto the scoreboard, or will Equilibrium just take it in another match 2-0? Well, let's get into this drafting phase for us to see.
I'm sorry, I just want to tell Damascus, you're kind of echoing, I think because your microphone is still on or something, but whenever anyone is talking, it's echoing through you.
Seriously, okay. Then I quickly need to make an
Yeah.
adjustment. Apologies, guys.
It's okay.
There's always gremlins. They're somewhere. They're everywhere. No, I don't know if you actually watched that movie.
I did.
It's a pretty cool movie. I don't know if that
know.
reveals anything about your age, but
On
anyway.
them.
Wait, which movie?
Yeah,
Which movie?
guys. Okay, anyway,
I'm a
we
movie
did
fanatic,
manage to
boy.
get the two in-lobby bans from both teams. So we have Kalia, Hayabusa, Matilda, and Sicilian being banned out. And yeah, I think everyone is pretty much ready. So I think we're going to go straight into it.
Nice. Into the drafting phase we go.
Wait, where's Damascus? Did he mute himself?
I think he's trying to fix his mic, if I'm not mistaken.
Said there are no short
Okay.
I literally invented
The
one.
chip getting banned out. What do you think about that? As to last game, that they did take the chip, and it was working out for them during the first half of it.
Yeah, I think that they know that, for example, Equilibrium is always going to try and use a good strategy, and so Chip and Liu Yi is such a good combo that Equilibrium always uses. So I think they're just trying to remove that, and I see they also removed the 1-1.
Yeah, the one-on played such a good game last game. Obviously, Barry on 1-1, his comfort pick. We've seen the things Barry can do with it. I see EQ decided to take out the glue.
Let's make
Then the Florin goes again. Ladies, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we
Is
can hear
it
you.
better now?
Yes.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
So let's get those followers flying. Let's get the chat buzzing, and let's get this show the world that Zanzibar Legends is here to stay. Girls, what do you think about that previous match? Do you agree with the caster's view?
I mean, from the draft, I had faith in EQ, okay? I trusted these guys. These guys know what they're doing, and I will stand with Equilibrium.
That makes two of us. Like I've mentioned previously, that I'm also supporting Equilibrium for this match. But taking that Lucas skin into consideration, Naruto, do you really think that he is the true Hokage of Mobile Legends MSA?
Not gonna lie, I didn't watch Naruto, so I have no idea.
Same, I don't watch anime.
I'm very sorry to hear about that. Life lessons
Yeah, I'm also
learned.
very sorry to
losing
hear
out
about
on
that,
life.
Jazz. I will send you a whole list of recommendations later. But anyway, we do see Lindo picking up that Joy and Light picking up the CC. Now, those two are signature picks of Lindo and Light, and I know that they perform so well on it. And we see on the opposite end, Metagaska, Larry, and B picking up the Moscow. What do you think about the Moscow picks for Larry?
It's I don't know. I feel like it's we're not going to ban it, but we're going to pick it type of situation. But we do know that Larry mains goal lane, so I would like to see what he does with the Moskov pick.
True. Let him cook.
The Moskov is one thing to take into consideration. Again, it's that map awareness. But now you have your jungler of the enemy team currently focusing on getting map awareness across the board. But do you think the counter for Gato, and then of course now taking into consideration the Joy again, what do you think would be the effect in the long-term game?
Power of light incarnate.
Harmonia.
Sorry, I did not really hear that.
Really?
But
I
anyway,
got you,
we
I
do
got
see
you, I
Berry
got you.
picking up the Irithel, and Irithel is really strong at the moment, and I think this could have been an error that they actually left it open because they chose to ban out something like Granger, but they left Irithel open.
Yeah, definitely. We have seen, I think it was Fantasy when that person used Irithel. They managed to dish out so much of damage with just 2 items. And then Shady picking up the Faramus. I like the Faramus pick. I think, you know, the survivability is like so well with the Faramus.
Yeah, definitely. But I have not really seen people play Eudora seriously, so I'm kind of excited to see it in this match. Yeah. What are your final thoughts on the draft, Damascus? Is he here?
He's speechless. I think he's just having a bit of mic issues, but otherwise, it is
Did
fun.
you just play crickets?
Me and Malice, are you here? Let's go. Let's jump
Yeah.
straight back into the game.
Up and alive, man. Those crickets, that's a violation, man. But Lindo's
For
back.
real.
Lindo is back.
I'm sorry. My Discord, it's lagging for some reason.
All right. Yeah, let's get back into the game. I see that both teams are loading. I'm just not so sure about the. I do like the board on light, anyways, but I'm not so sure about the Eudora there, man. I think they have a good draft overall. I'm just not sure about that. They did make a substitution. We see that it is now. Is it Lamb? Yeah, I almost thought that was. What's the guy's name? The one from Tagaska that plays YSS. What's his name?
Why is this?
Memphis.
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 I thought it was Memphis. Actually, in my mind, I was like, oh, Memphis is finally on. But no, it's Lan on the YSS.
Just listening to you guys, right? I'm feeling a little bit itchy. Let me jump in here. I love to do some commentary. And get into this match. It's going to be the second game. We do have Velocity poking, scouting out, wants to check the jungle as they're making their rotation Madagascar towards the gold lane. But Barry, for the most part, staying up in his tree, not wanting to drop down to the ground like some overripe fruit, staying safe underneath his turret.
Why are you savage for saying that? As we do see the engagement from Equilibrium coming on to Madagascar. Will Xylon, the YSS, be the first blood? Yeah, yes, as Chandler Bing with the Faramus gets a double kill as Eudora is taken down as well.
Yeah, Lindo just repositioning himself, gets that electro beats off coming in here. That's 2 kills to the good. 1k gold lead at this, the 1.5 minute mark. We're still 30 seconds away from this next Turtle Scarf Skanko.
Yeah, that is true, bro. But my eyes are definitely going to be on his strong TZ Velocity as we know him. Especially with the Garagacha. You know, I'm a big fan of the Garagacha, and there's only one player that plays it better than I do, and that is Velocity. There is your glazing Velo on the live chat as we do see Eudora does take down Faramus.
Yeah, they're going to have to be, if the side of Madagascar, you're going to have to be a little bit patient towards this early part of the game. They do get a pick-off kill onto the Faramus. Faramus, though, that cooldown speed when it comes to his deaths his deaths aren't that bad, you know, in terms of what's going on. Madagascar, as we said, they got to be a bit patient. I mean, not yet level 4. Island just picking up level 4 now. Doesn't want to contest for any objectives. They do have a very strong late game composition. Once the Kaja, once the Eudora is online, it's going to be very dangerous for anybody going in. Oh, Avatar of Guardian onto the blue buff. But Island manages to disengage it, throws out the ultimate there. Doesn't have... the curtain call comes through. The Nether Realm as well. The kills underneath the turret. They're going in for the Eudora. Eudora still doesn't have that level 4. Everybody's being taken down one bird at a time underneath the turret. That was a quick 3 kills. Spear of Destruction comes out from the Moskov, but he's being left all by his lonesome.
So at the 3-minute mark, we did see a 2-for-0 exchange under the tier 1 turret in the mid lane going in favor of Equilibrium. Equilibrium currently putting on the wheels onto this Charlie, as we do see Arashi with the Lucas taking a lot of damage from CC. So, however, 2.8k gold lead in favor of Equilibrium. Equilibrium not taking that first game's advantage that Madagascar had onto them very nicely. Deciding to put on the pressure here into the second match. Let's go.
Yeah, it's always when you're up against this early game composition, you've got to go for these counter jungle plays. There's the engagement here onto YS as he gets onto his ship, trying to escape. The Avatar of Guardian comes out, Electro beats from Lindo, but doesn't manage to land onto anybody. Meanwhile, on the gold lane, but a pressure being placed onto Barry, but he's managing to stay safe. This jungle invade continuing. Arashi, he wants to check onto this red buff here. I don't think he's going to be able to contest. It's a 1v4 situation. Even if you're a Lucas, you don't want to go into something like that.
Oh, definitely not. We did see Lindo with the Joy trying to bait out Arashi with the recall spams, but Equilibrium getting that successful jungle invade. However, we do see the engagement onto Erithal as Erithal is taken down by the Eudora.
Yeah, but the jungle space being left open, they managed to get another pick of kill to Equilibrium. Agato, he's on the hunt here. He knows they do have the skills. There's the stuns coming out from the Eudora. Faramus, he has the Nether Realms available. Moskov repositions, has to use the Flicker Curtain Call onto 2, but they're safe for the most part. Arashi making the rotation across Avatar of Guardian, only onto the Kaja. He does have that ultimate of his available, but doesn't commit it just yet, knowing they don't have the damage to deal with this. Meanwhile, Faramus was taken down there by Arashi. Oh, but look at that. I mean, he's dead, he's back. What is this?
Faramus having that, quick respawn time. But this is all going to come down to which team is going to take the second turtle. In my opinion, Equilibrium, they've got the number advantage here. This is all going to come down to discipline with this engagement. As we do see the taunt coming in from Gagagasha. However, Lucas into the back line, committing the beast form and popping the vengeance. We do see the Spear of Destruction from Moskov is committed, but not using it through.
Yeah, the lane swap coming through. The mid lane is going to be taken down here by the looks of it from the side of Equilibrium. Joy engaging here onto Larry NB on the Moskov, but he has to reposition. Kaja scouting out for him as Chandler Bing moves in, wants to get the pullback. The second turtle should definitely go the way of Equilibrium, but finally, Xylan saying, I need the opportunity to actually get some farm. You keep on invading my jungle. I'm having no space. As you can see, once more the jungle invades carrying on. He's just going to go into the split push mode. We are past the 5-minute mark right now. So Xylan should be going for that split push, but he's going to have to be careful. There's so much of control in there. Lots of damage coming out from Irithel, but that CC immunity from Xylan helping him reposition. Once more, they're into the jungle. Eudora throws out a stun onto Gato. That's not really her target, as Kacha sticking to the gold lane. Avatar of Guardian comes through, lands onto the red buff only. Oh no, it was just Arashi who was taken down even before the Avatar of Guardian landed, as there's another pick of kill in the jungle. Meanwhile, Lindo trying to defend this turret, gets pushed back here, pops the Electro beats. He's dishing out so much damage. Larry NB taken down in a 2v1 there with Lindo, throwing out the recall spams.
That is not very often where you would think that a 2v1 situation that the minority will get the W there. However, at the 7-minute mark, we do see Equilibrium having the 4-kill advantage as well as almost a full 4k gold lead.
Yeah, conceal play coming out. There's the taunt from the Gato as they catch on to Shiro. He hits that ultimate, but I mean, that's a Gato the re-engage with the conceal play. There's Kaja with the Divine Judgment coming through. Moskov trying to do some damage in there, but the Nether Realm on point from the Faramus as they manage to disengage. Avatar of Guardian comes in, and Irithel and Gato get another and a third. It's going to be 3 down. Double kill going the way of Barry. They're on the hunt for more. Kaja just managing to stay safe there, Shiny, underneath the turret. So this should be tier 2 turrets are plenty being taken down. Mid and top lane in danger. Eudora with the multi-stun going through, but Lindo, he's like, I don't care about no stuns. I want to go in there, get that Eudora. We know she already used her stun. But third turtle is up. Should be turning to Lord.
But I don't think, Equilibrium just waiting for that turtle to change into the Lord. But Equilibrium currently, bro, they are putting on so much pressure onto Madagascar. It's going to come down whether Madagascar will be able to get the discipline here, as we do see that Spear of Destruction not land to any of the members onto EQ. But like I was trying to say, Madagascar definitely need to pull out the discipline here, get that defense stacked, and wait for pickoffs. Try and force errors from EQ, but EQ, what a load of pressure onto Madagascar.
Yeah, that is true. Things are looking a bit dire for Madagascar in the game. The gold lead is reasonably significant right now. It's 7k gold lead. But in their defense, they do have that late game composition, that double MM. Although you can consider YSS to be a little bit of an assassin kind of player. And with him available, you can't really go for the pickoffs. They do have vision on where Equilibrium are. They are going for the conceal play, however. They're trying to get the engagement. Dash back from the YSS underneath the turret. Curtain call comes through the... meanwhile, in the top lane, they just hunt down the Kaja, chasing Eudora back. Eudora on the recall manages to get back to safety. So far, it's just the tier 3 turrets being left to arrive, and it looks like a lot of pressure gonna come through here in the mid lane. This might be a mid lane turret, as two of Madagascar trying to defend the top lane, but the mid lane is being taken out. There's Arashi, he's into the mix here on that Lucas. He's in a 1v5 situation, but it's a monster kill. Electro Beats comes out, Lindo going wild. It's gonna be the Netherrealm coming through as well. Triple kill for the Joy. Base is open. They're in. Pops the ultimate, but nothing doing as Barry locks on. Ends the game. 2-0 to Equilibrium.
What a dominant performance coming in from Equilibrium into the second match. Currently, as Wade just said it is 2-0 in favor of EQ. But, well, panelists, everyone that's here with me, this beckons for the question: will EQ take this in a clean sweep fashion, take it 3-0, or will Madagascar come in and pick up a return W onto EQ and take us into the fourth match?
Oh, we're going to get into that next game really soon. The MVP, the star of the show, Lindo. 8-0-6 on that Joy with those early game kills. I think it was Faramus with that early game double kill. Faramus's damage very underrated, Scraps Gecko.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, that Faramus did allow Joy to pick up that triple kill at the end. I was hoping for a maniac coming in with that Netherrealm, but unfortunately, Madagascar just hightailing it back to, well, the base, into the fountain of life.
Yeah, kept them alive, kept them safe. But anyway, we're gonna head off into the third game. I'm gonna hand you back over to our panelists. It's gonna be Samara, Jazz, as they get us through this next phase of the game. I'm sure they're both smiling ear to ear since their predictions are looking very right. I don't know. We can't see them because Malice decided to not put any of us on camera. He told us, chat, and I'm saying this now so you can dig him about this later. He told us we only have a face for radio, and that was all of us. And I was quite disappointed to hear that.
Allegations.
But I'm sure.
False allegations.
But anyway, over to the ladies as they take us through this next phase of the game.
Can you please move up, please? Thank you.
My bad. I was listening to calling everyone.
I mean, shiny. Yeah, I mean, you saw it from that match. Very, very dominant play coming in from Equilibrium. I mean, the way that they layered their skills and their CC was so good. And they just dominated from early. So, yeah, GG's. And yeah, I think we're going to go 3 for 3 with the next match.
I hope so. Yeah, second game was a bit one-sided compared to the first game. I feel like that YSS pick didn't quite work out for him. It could. It's just that the jungle invasion was so much that this guy couldn't farm.
Yeah, true, true.
Okay, and our in-lobby bands are going to be Sicilian, Matilda, Haya, and Kalea.
Yeah, and I think everyone's pretty much ready, so we could go into the next match. Mm.
And Equilibrium with the first band and the first pick. What are your predictions on the bands?
I was gonna say that they were gonna ban Clue, but they already banned Clue before I said it. But yeah, so we do see them taking out the glue, and aside of Metagascar taking out the joy, I mean, it was an issue for them in both games that they've played so far. So, like, it's a no-brainer that they're going to take it out. On the side of EQ, they might choose to take out like a Florin or something. Maybe if we go by their last bands, yeah. So they do take out the Florin. And Metagascar, I'm wondering. Oh, never mind. Don't have to wonder. They took out the Lucas. Okay, on to the first pick for Equilibrium. What do you think they're gonna prio?
I feel like they would prio okay, Badang.
Okay. They're
It's
not
just like
giving
they
us time.
prio so yeah. And they prio so many different things. Like sometimes Shady would prio like mages, or sometimes he would prio like jungle.
Yeah, but I see for like the past few matches actually they've just been prioing like the roams. So yeah, I mean Badang is pretty strong and is also really annoying. But from the side of Madagascar, we do see Arashi picking up the Khalid. We have not seen a Khalid in this tournament so far, so really looking forward to seeing that. And Zalan, I don't really know how to say that, picking up the Daiwot. And then the side of Equilibrium, Velo Teasy, locking in the Cho.
Shady picking up the Farsa. We don't really see a Dairoth being played a lot, especially not in tournament. However, I do think that the Farsa is such a good pick, especially with her mobility and map control. Um, and then Velo, of course, is going for like one of his comfort picks, picking up the Cho.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we did see in another match, I think it was Metagascar that was playing this Farsa, and they were like really good in the Farsa. I'm not really sure if it was Metagascar or was it Soul Society. I remember saying that the controlling the whole map. She was so
It
good.
was Soul Society. I think it was Dark Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Larry going for the what's this? Lunox.
Luna.
It's like you don't really see Lunox being played that often, but of course it's like he went global with Lunox. He's comfortable on Lunox, so I think right now Meta are just going for like comfort picks, and they've seen how they can make it work because it is a 2-0.
True. Okay, we see a Popple and Cooper getting picked up by Madagascar. I have also not seen a Popple and Cooper being played in so long. But yeah, I mean, all of these heroes that they're picking are definitely comfort picks because none of these are in the meta.
Yeah, could this possibly be a Popple and Koopa jungle? Because that's very possible.
I think so because I'm pretty sure Larry and B is going to go gold lane with this Lunox.
Linda going for the Nolan, and Barry picking up the 1-1 again. The first game we saw how the 1-1 performed. We saw the things that Barry could do with the 1-1.
Yeah, for sure. The shiny person just showed Matilda for like a split second, and I almost got a heart attack because I was like, "Oh my god, we're not going to redrop," and because I got tired of doing that the other night. Anyway,
Going for the Halkut. He
yeah,
did use Halkut against EQ when EQ was trolling their game. And it did be a problem for EQ because we know Shiny picked up about 17 kills, if I'm not mistaken.
oh, damn,
But
I did not watch that match. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think in terms of the draft, I'm gonna have to side with Equilibrium because if I, just looking at their draft, you can see so many meta picks, and they've got like a good variety of CC damage and sustain. While on the side of Madagascar, um, I would say they have very little. Yeah, they have very little tankiness. But they do have a little bit of sustain. They have some disengage.
Yeah, draft
Pretty
wise
good job.
pick, I would go to Equilibrium. It's completely unbiased, okay?
I know because like I share your sentiments, and I myself am also completely unbiased. Okay, anyway, we're gonna hand over to the commentators, and I think it's Malice this time.
Yeah, sure. Let me have at it. Who's gonna be with me this time? Nigel.
I'm here. I'm going to be going on the side of Madagascar because Talcott is what won the last match against DQ. So
You right. You're right. That did happen. Let's not ignore that. Okay, as we look into the teams, usual rotations, Equilibrium going for that gold lane rotation, helping with the farm, really quick farm going over here, and the engagement onto Shady, a first blood so early on, that flicker play by the Khalid, taking down that Forza. Let's see how they respond. Lindo caught in a bind, but is able to escape last minute. Barry tried to come in to do something about it, but Velo does get taken down as a result of that engagement. Wow. You know what?
Yeah, that was a very good early game engage there. I almost thought that the Cho escaped, but he managed to get killed by the Lunox there. Lunox is a pretty good pick here, at least for the side of Madagascar.
Absolutely. I'm loving this pressure from Madagascar, but he will pay the price. Shiny watching his teammate fall, watching him suffer. That's just sad. As we do see in the next 20 seconds, the turtle will be spawning. Whoever's going to acquire this one is going to have the lead. But we do see a 1v1, a battle, a throw of fists between Light and Lan. Ooh, they went in for the invasion. Do they have the sustain to stay in this fight long enough? Farce is looking really low. Arashi, I believe so. Shady's trying to bait them out, but there is no engagement onto them. Zlan, oh wow, Light actually won that battle against the Dareth. You don't see that much of Badung winning against a Dareth, but what do you feel about the Dareth, man?
I think it is a good pick. I just think in the early game, at least before he gets to level 4, it is a bit difficult for him to melt an enemy down. It's going to be a bit of a problem for him if the Badang manages to get fed. I see Badang skip the boots and went straight to defense item.
As we do see Barry caught in a bind between Shiro and Larry, taken down. That gank, that turret dive by Larry was clean, and he did get the ult, but it just wasn't enough damage to handle. But Shady does pick off the kill on that Popple, revenging for his teammates. The engagement onto his land, he does flicker, and the ult does get committed by Arashi, and he gets taken down by the kick by that Cho.
Exactly. As you can see right now, I feel Madagascar seems to be skipping the first objective here, the total, but it doesn't seem that they're interested in it. I thought they were going to make up a top lane gank, but that hasn't been executed as of yet, so I'm not so sure what they're doing right now, but they are in a much better position in the early game as they were in the last game, or compared to last game.
Absolutely. But we do see them going for that strategy, pretty much targeting this 1-1. This 1-1 is not going to have a good time in this game. Gets targeted, gets taken down, but Shiny does fall as a result. Will 2 fall? Khalid survives, but the turret does fall. I believe the strategy they're going for is that Popple rotation, that Popple turret clear, so that they can have some gank, so that they can have some rotation from their side laners, which is a really good strategy. So Equilibrium needs to pay attention to this Popple, which they are doing as we speak. Shiro ambushed, Shiro demolished. Bit unfortunate for him, bit unfortunate for Madagascar, but moving on to this red invasion. I do see Lindo catching his sights onto it. Can he 1v1 Shiny?
Seems that he is keeping Shiny off his buff here. Oh, he's still out coming in from the Khalid, but he doesn't manage to get any kills out of that. So unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a team fight here.
Absolutely, absolutely. That bob and weave by Lindo from the Khalid ult, and he stood there for a second there, aura farming, and the red buff still goes to the side of Madagascar.
Yes, so very good. Yeah, no, I think so. I think in the early game, I thought they were going to start targeting the 1-1 there, try to get him farmed, but it seems like they're going to try to at least get the Popo as fed as possible. I think the 1-1 is a comfort pick for Berry, so they're trying to avoid him getting too fed. As you can see, the deer that's camping here, hoping that someone, or not camping, he's just on the map, hoping someone shows up there. But so far, I think the Popo is in a decent position. You know, you don't want to be too far behind with the Popo and Koopa, especially when you're facing a 1-1.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As we do see our next turtle spawning in for this game. 5 minute is down. The turret shields are down and turrets are out for the count. This Popple is going to start shredding them in seconds. As we do see Velo positioning around this turtle. Khalid scouting away, making some space for Madagascar. Will they start making their positioning in this area? Dareth bush checking for his team. Light caught into the crossfires. Tries to engage on the Dareth, but refuses to engage fully. Ooh, but we do see in the bot
very
lane.
Good engage from the...
Oh, 1-for-1.
Yeah, so
It reminds me of that the samurai, you know, in samurai films when they dash across each other and then just slash each other's guts at the same time. That was so clean.
Was a double execute. I thought they would have went for the turtle, but it doesn't seem that they have enough members for that actually. So even though EQ lost their jungler, they're still in a good position to be taking that objective.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we do see a 2k gold lead building up on the side of Equilibrium. It's a small lead, but it's definitely helpful for this next objective, as they do seem to be in a perfect position for it. And it seems like Madagascar is going for the push play, going in for the bot lane, trading in the turtle. It is correct of them to be trading these turtles. I mean, if there's not much you can do about the turtles, it's better for you to go to the bot lane and make some work with it, some engagement onto the Dareth. But the bob and weave from the Dareth, unable to take all that damage in, dodges and burns some flickers. That's some good value from his end.
Certainly. Looks like Madagascar have just abandoned the mission. They're going to be going straight for the bottom lane turret.
Absolutely, and red invasion is inbound. The knockup by Velo, disrupting up the team, but there's not much that they can do. The dive by Arashi, the deletion onto Shady on that Farsa, but they re-engage. Nolan doing some serious damage, but was unable to catch anyone. Only Arashi was one taking damage, but Velo gets deleted and demolished for that overextension from his end. And Lindo being very low. That re-engage, what is brother doing? But it's unfortunate for him. He is starting to lose that lead he was building up, and Shiny is looking shiny.
Exactly. I did tell you guys about this haircut. It looks like a suspicious pick, but it does do them a bit of justice, especially if they know how to utilize it. I don't think they're doing as much, team fight composition. They're trying to at least try to pick up someone off. So they sacrifice one of the players. Usually the Derot is the sacrificial lamb for his team to get that push. As you can see, the Derot is trying to get the team towards his side, so that his team can take another turret at the top lane there. So far, pretty good things coming in from the side of the Madagascar. Derot is 0-2, but I think he's doing good in keeping that pressure for his team.
Absolutely, absolutely. Arashi, caught in the bind, is forced to use his ultimate. Will this be an angle for Equilibrium to engage onto him? Light sees that opportunity. Just a bit of poke, but Shiny's patience is one thing to be noted. Sitting in those bushes, making sure that he finds the perfect opportunity to engage. Dareth, again, being the sacrificial lamb for Madagascar, gets deleted by a 5-man gank. But with that, they are able to possibly get this top lane over here.
Yeah, certainly. You can see Derot is like, guys, it doesn't matter as long as we get the turret.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're going for the shred play onto the Lord a bit too late. They were taken down. Hellcut caught into the bowl of the Lord, and it was taken by Equilibrium. A misstep, a big mistake for Madagascar. How will they recover from this? A gold lead is building up, and they're in trouble with this Lord. They're about to lose many, many turrets.
Certainly. I think they're going to lose down the mid lane turret here. They don't have enough players to make that defense. So I think that was a pretty good Lord steal from the side of Equilibrium. They're regaining that map pressure that they had. I mean, there were a few turrets behind, but I think in that very, very good team fight for them, they managed to even out the map.
Absolutely.
And turrets, actually.
And the three-man catch by the Khalid. Is there a follow-up? Larry MP doing some serious damage. This could be looking good for Madagascar, but the Farsa play, the reply, the trade, the death is landed by the Farsa's feathered airstrike. As we do see Lindo going in for steals, but he's in the danger zone from Shiro, applying pressure and making that defense on that top turret just in time. We do see Hellcut making that sneaky positioning, waiting for an opportunity. Who is he looking for? He was seen, unfortunately for him. I mean, honestly, that this whole Darren sacrificial lamb gameplay can only go so far. They need some performance from the other teammates just to make it actually effective, because he is drawing them away, and we did see them notice that a bit too late and go for the Lord a little bit too late. They probably could have shredded it, but the resulted in the rotation by Equilibrium. The notice was a bit too quick for them. As we do see Shiny getting engaged upon an ult by Shady being used prematurely, and a bit of a waste. What will Madagascar do now?
Certainly. Yeah, I think also the Gerald pick, it is good when you're facing a team that you can mark, but they have a lot of mobility on the side of Equilibrium here, so it is difficult for him to end up getting those skills, especially when you have a hero like 1-1. So if you come in and try to attack, you end up getting killed. Ooh.
As we do see Khalid getting taken down, obliterated in 3 seconds.
Exactly, the Badang is doing a pretty good job here. I think in terms of XP laner, I think he's a much better pick in terms of that set potential. Dirot is mostly good for getting the kills, but ooh, look at the damage he's taking. I think he's also just going tanked. Or he's going for a mixture of tank and damage, but I don't know. It's not as effective as the Badang, I would say.
Pickup kill from the Nolan, taking down Larry NB. That is their damage dealer that is problematic for the side of Equilibrium. So long as they can maintain that, it will be much easier for them. But we do see Shiny's positioning is looking very solid, but the reciprocated, what can I say, jungle clear is happening from the side of Lindo. So there's not much they can do. And the recall spams from Shady, that solo kill in the bot lane. Incredible, incredible, incredible.
Certainly.
Yeah.
The next Lord is up here. Who do you think is in a good position to take it? I think EQ has the advantage, but do you think Madagascar's going to try to contest? No, it doesn't look like it. I don't think they're interested in anything to do with that. They're only one turret behind, so there is a bit of room for maybe a comeback of some sort, but they do really need to play more as a team in order to get that thing executed. We see the Hellcut here is trying to try something, but at the cost of his team getting picked off there, because they will be outnumbered at that team fight there.
Absolutely, as we do see the aggressive gameplay from Equilibrium standing right in front of their faces, just provoking them, seeing if something can happen here. We do see the Hellcut still maintaining some very sneaky positions on their end. Nolan doing the same, waiting for an opportunity. Could Salan get bursted here? He refuses to check that bush, as we do see the synced up lanes from Equilibrium. The lanes are looking pretty solid, but if they can maintain it, they can go for the... Ooh, the ambush is about to happen here. As we speak, Zalan gets bursted, but not enough damage on the side of Nolan to take him out entirely.
Certainly. Looks like EQ is setting up for an end here. Ooh, Velo getting picked off there right before the Lord crashes in.
And then Arashi going in for Lindo, but was unable to catch him. The follow-up was not there. The flicker play by Zalan, it catches air. He's unable to acquire that Lindo, and then he gets punished for it entirely. There are only 2 defenders now, Shiny and Larry. Will they be able to defend this 4-man push onto this base. I do believe the inhibitors will start falling quickly here, but they don't have the minions for the end angle. There might be enough time for Madagascar to survive a bit longer.
Yeah, the game is about to end right now, but I think Madagascar can pull out something here, and pull up an upset, an epic comeback of some sort, a grand final epic comeback. Oh, you see that the clear goes in, right? Killing out the Lindo, just like I said.
Incredible set from Arashi, but 1-1 is here to reply. She clears them out. That's a 2-for-1 trade. That's looking a bit dire for Madagascar. Is Equilibrium going for the end angle here? Are they keeping up with this aggressive approach? We do see Hellcut out of the picture, but that's a bit of a problem for them. Velo dives in onto Larry. That kick onto the double combo, double strike, Farsa. Nice.
It was a good game. I think it was a good game. The Hellcat was in an odd position there. I'm not so sure why he was split pushing, but pretty dominating win from the side of Equilibrium, the reigning MSA Cup champions. So they're showing that they certainly still have it in order. We haven't really have had a back-to-back champion. It was Mavericks in the first season, then Equilibrium. So technically, Shady is the only two-time player. I believe there might be someone else. No, it's just Shady. So we wonder how the next season will go as we prepare for the MSA Cup Championships. Anyways, as you guys have probably seen, if you do still want to register your team, registrations are open on WhatsApp. You can just register your team using the link, and then we'll see you guys there. I think Waylander and the rest of the team are still here. Would you guys like to say something? Anything you'd like to get off your chest? What do you think of the games?
Yeah, it was a good game. Well done to Equilibrium, taking it in a clean sweep fashion, 3-0. So putting down a stamp, putting on a marker, putting down a bar to say, well, if we're the previous champions, we're the holders of the cup. If you want to beat us, this is what you're going to have to try to outplay. So definite marker for the rest of the teams to take a look at, to watch out for. But well done to them.
I've only got one thing to say, and Costa's curse, Nigel. Costa's curse.
Actually, I thought it would be like not like 1, 2-1, 3-1. I don't know, but there's like 6 other casters. Your caster should have been a much more stronger one. Yeah, but yeah.
I was referring to your first vote going in for Madagascar. Your vote caused Equilibrium to sweep them out of the house, bro. 3-0. This is just some friendly banter. I said it when I brought in my vote. Nigel, and I directed it to you. This curse is a thing. Trust me, I've gone through it so many occasions. Waylander trolls me for it, so it's nice to troll someone else for a moment.
We actually witnessed it yesterday.
I don't think it was Caster's curse as much as it was me telling them to please do a clean sweep so I can go and sleep. And I told them that last night as soon as we came to know who we were versing. And I even sent a screenshot proof to the group, like, guys, we got in the bag. 3 matches, win all, best of 5, just clean sweep, and then I'm going to sleep.
Absolutely.
I just want to say that
we ended early. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I won my money from Nigel. Nigel was Madagascar. We all were equilibrium, so I won my money.
Yeah.
Nigel.
You all bet?
Nigel said he put money on Madagascar, so Nigel, we're here to cash in.
You'll go to the community, to better the community. So as we stand here, Equilibrium winning is a win for the community itself. So that will be in a Starlight that will be given up at some point in the tournament. So I'll just announce Starlight is coming. So keep watching the streams on Waylander Gaming, on Equilibrium Esports channel, and a few games will be on the MSA Cup channel itself. But yeah, just it will come. It will come. It will come.
Hey, yo, they invited me. Hold on. These guys are crazy, man.
So
ranking constantly after tournaments, man. I can't.
Oh, it's fine. So yeah, Waylander, final words before we wrap up the game, or the tournament rather.
Well, very much looking forward to what's going to be happening next. This was, as for everyone at home, the grand finals of the Invitational. The main stage, the big one, is coming up in just a short while. It's just a few weeks, so if you haven't registered already, let me just reiterate and echo Nigel's words here. The registrations are open. Get your place booked in. We are looking forward to see you and your team be maybe the next stars of the show. Maybe you think that you've got the 5-man here to beat Equilibrium. We'll never know unless you come and try and showcase what you can do. So that tournament will be up and running very, very, very soon. But for this evening, I'll say well done to everybody, especially the staff in the background, right? I must always give them a shout out. I do love to give them a shout out. A lot of work gets done by a lot of people in the background for you and I and everyone else to be entertained. So a big shout out to them. We are very appreciative of the work that you do. And for the people who are here as well, Nigel, we know how much of effort it takes to organize these things. It is no small feat. With your dynamic duo who help you out through everything, I don't know, you could say partners in crime, Jazz and Samara, very, very well done to you two, getting everything up and running and smooth. And Malice, new to the casting scene, but doing quite an excellent job here, showing his handsome face. He's the only face that we all get to see now. He's going to be the new face of Mobile Legends South Africa. Absolutely. The rest of us, it's just going to be the radio voices.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
And well, everybody knows Skovsky and he and I, they on Waylander Gaming. We're live pretty much every day, but today we're here on Equilibrium Esports. Very fun to be here. I'm enjoying myself. I don't know about you, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Equilibrium Esports channel would definitely love the support coming in from you. Because as you know, as we always say, we don't just do this, for us. We do this for you as well. So thank you for all the messages and for the support. But yeah, that's me, the sheep with a no bleep. I'm going to bleep out right now.
Right, so over to you, Malice. You can end us on this stream, on this, what I'm sure for you is a very happy and high note. And myself as well, Waylander, I'm gonna say goodbye to you, the viewers. We'll catch you on the next one, but Malice, over to you.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you to all my casters and commentators that are with me today. And thank you guys for joining the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll end it off here. You guys, if you want to leave, you can leave. It's fine. I'm just gonna say a few words to the viewers, and then I'm gonna head off because I am also hungry and I'm also tired. Alright, I'm gonna be leaving the Discord now, boys, and I'll be seeing you guys in another time. Just hit me up. I will say, FYI, I will not be streaming when Equilibrium is playing some games because, you know, I'm the sub, because I'm gonna be also playing for MSA. So just made an exception here for the Invitational. So the viewers will be seeing me playing for the actual MSA Cup. So be expecting to see me playing, and you can trash talk me, whatever, man. That's fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. If I play good, I play good, but keep your eyes on me, watch closely, and you'll see the face of Mobile Legends South Africa make his name, make his mark. All right, thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm gonna leave the Discord real quick. All right, thank you. All right, cool boys. All right, cool boys. All right, you know who it is. Let me set this up. Yeah. Okay, the webcam quality, man, is ass. I know. I'm gonna get a proper webcam later. Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm still setting it up, so you can see there's nothing going on here. So once that's set up, I'm actually gonna properly stream. Then I'm gonna do some ranked. You guys can actually watch us playing ranked. Then Velo, you wanna come in? The man, the myth, the legend. No, there's no one. It's just ending off the stream. Okay. You gotta come in like that, man. All right, guys. So that's it, man. Please subscribe. I swear to God, if you do not subscribe, I'm going to. All right. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna see you guys later. gonna set up another rank stream maybe later on. I'm gonna rank up and then I'm gonna start it maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? But we'll see. I'll update you guys and I'll send a link. I don't know if everyone's on that GC. There's a Equilibrium YT channel. I'm gonna make a community and send invites to whoever's interested. And if you wanna join, you can join. And then I'm gonna set up streams. All right, all the best, boys. Peace out. I'm gonna set it to the stream ending. Peace out.